I'm Jason Evanish. I run Greenhorn Connect, Boston's hub for entrepreneur resources, events, and jobs. I also am customer development manager at 140, and I'm here with Ivana.
Hey, I'm Ivana. I manage Work Bar Boston, a co-working space in downtown Boston.
And this is strictly Businews.
Business it is.
And we're here at Work Bar Boston filming a special Boston week.
Woo!
Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business. This is our first episode for Boston Week. I want to thank Jason, I want to thank Ivana for coming on, and we are shooting at Work Bar, so welcome to the show, and we'll get right into the hot topics. First one, AT&T buys T-Mobile for $39 billion in cash and stock. They have over 25 more, combined, when they combine, they'll have more than 25% subscribers than Verizon, which is a lot. They're going to be taking Storm, I think.
So I guess that means we got a two-horse race in the U.S. phone market again, which is fun since AT&T got blown up in '85, and I guess we're heading right back to that again, maybe.
Yeah.
I really think I was actually a Sprint subscriber for about 6 years, and I just got on AT&T, and I have had problems with service that I've never had on Sprint ever.
I've never heard AT&T has problems with service before.
So
Wait, really?
I think that, hey, if they're merging, buying, what have you, have good service.
But they're going to take over so much of the market share that Pocket Wireless is already gone. I'm pretty sure Boost is already on its way out right now. And that's pretty much it. It's just Sprint and then Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile. There's no other... I can't think of any.
I don't know, as long as there's two people fighting, though, you have some competition, which will keep prices from going crazy, I think.
Yeah. Well, they're saying with AT&T and T-Mobile, the prices won't change when they combine. So don't expect prices to go up or down. They're pretty much keeping everything the same.
Yeah, I guess you can't jailbreak your iPhone anymore, though, and go into T-Mobile.
They said in the article that I can't even pronounce Dish Telecom? Deutsch. Sorry.
It's German.
Bad at pronouncing things. Well, they're going to get a seat on the AT&T board of directors, so it's not like they're going to buy out T-Mobile and that's it. It's more of a merger than a buyout.
I think at the end of the day, I don't care how much money you have and what companies you've acquired. Have good service.
Yeah.
Keep the customers happy. Give them what your service is supposed to provide.
Next up, Scavenger launches LevelUp. It's a coupon deal app to rival Groupon, basically. It encourages you to tell your Facebook and Twitter network a deal that you just bought, and it's incentive that if you tell your friends and they buy it, then you get yours for free. I haven't personally used it, but I think it's really a great idea.
So I actually tried to use it last night in preparation for the show, and the nearest deal was like a couple miles away, and there's only about 5 or 6 deals in Boston, so it's hard to say how great it's going to be right now. But I'm a little concerned Scavengers playing the Me Too game a little too much. They were kind of a Me Too in the check-in space, and now they're Me Too in the group buying space. So, I love Seth Prebosh's awesome talk about, building the game layer on top of the world, but, it seems like it's sometimes hard to take a brilliant vision like that and actually translate it down to an awesome product.
Yeah.
That's a good point. They are. I like the Me Too comparison. No, but I was just thinking, actually, Living Social does the same thing. I've gotten free deals just by having friends buy the same deal. So, it's nothing innovative, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think the innovation focus is on the fact that they want you to buy multiple deals so that you start out $5 for $10 worth of stuff. The next time you come back to the same place, you do like $10 for $20 worth of stuff. And the third time they give you an even better deal. So their innovation is the idea to build. They think it's trying to build loyalty. I know Scott Kirshner of the Globe actually reviewed it, and I read his review, and he went to Boloco, and the problem is the third deal is pay $10 for $30 worth of burritos, and he's like, well, I go to Boloco by myself, and I don't need $30 in burritos. So we'll see. I think a coffee shop might be in the same boat. It'd be hard to spend $30 at Starbucks.
Well, it won't be hard. It's you walk out of there look like a crackhead.
Right.
Next up, Google Ventures launches 10,000 startup referral program for employees. It's pretty much straightforward. If you work at Google, you are given $10,000 if you refer a startup that they like. They have 25,000 employees. Just imagine even if 100 of them just refer good startups. That's $1 million right there. They just give to the employees in cash. By the way, they're getting instant cash. I should apply for Google just for this referral program.
Well, one of the nice things is a lot of ex-Googlers, as they call them, have started companies, and so there's definitely an awesome network Google can tap into that gives them the opportunity to actually go and find great startups that may have Google alumni in them or affiliated with them in one way or another. So I think this is actually a great opportunity to pull back in some of the smart people that used to work at the company.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think it's great. I mean, I think it's a good incentive. I think it's a way to really build upon just creativity, finding new talent. I think it's a good incentive.
Yeah, I think the only challenge is, Yvonne, I know you hang out in the startup scene a little bit like I do.
Yeah.
When was the last time you ran into a Googler?
Never.
Yeah, so they should come hang out with us. I'll tell them some people. We can work out a little deal, a little arrangement. Give me a kickback. I'll tell you some cool startups. It'll work out great.
Halfsies.
I'll do 25.
Next up, Microsoft files a suit against Barnes & Noble and Foxconn over patent infringement. I feel like Microsoft is suing everyone. A few months ago, we talked about how they sued pretty much Apple and Android for patent infringement. So now they're suing Barnes & Noble and Foxconn. Basically, of their use of the Android-based e-reader and tablet devices, it alleges Barnes & Noble and manufacturers, which is Foxconn, have violated patents related to functionality and embedded of the Android OS system. I don't know.
Well, isn't this kind of funny, though? I mean, essentially, you have Microsoft suing a book company over something that's within the Google software. But I guess, this is a new business model, right? You can, sue your way to making money.
Exactly. Yeah, well, they're dying out. And
right.
That Microsoft just launched their own tablet. I saw the commercial for it. Don't remember the name of it. But I think it's going to be really close with the iPad in ask of they're putting Adobe features in there, where the commercial featured like an artist, so he was drawing on the pad and
nice.
Just Microsoft, I think they're trying too hard right now with some of the things, especially with the suit. And I mean, you have Windows.
It's kind of like they're hanging on to anything they can.
Yeah, and I think Windows is working great for them, but I mean, I think to a certain point, like, throw in the towel.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the funny things is, though, having been in the Microsoft Nerd Center quite a few times for startup stuff, they have this gigantic
the table,
the coffee table thing.
Yes,
it's like, imagine a huge iPad, and like it's totally an awesome touch interaction, but it's been around for like 3 or 4 years, and they didn't do anything with it. I can't believe they didn't think, like, what if we folded this up and like could take it with us,
Oh, wow.
Yes, absolutely.
I've never been there, so that's really cool. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if there's this really funny commercial for the iPad. It started off with like the iPad Touch and the iPhone, then the iPad, and then they call it the iFloor. It was like a big floor, it was like a big iPad, and then it went to, they're not really coming out with that. It was it was just like a funny commercial kind of thing. But they're saying like what Apple's going to come up with next. But like it kind of reminded me of that. It's just like this really big tablet. People just kind of walked all over it.
That's kind of cool. What if you were like taking dance lessons and then
Dance Revolution on an
iPad? It would like record how well you're doing.
You just thought of your own startup right there.
There you go.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Cambridge Credit Counseling is a nonprofit credit and housing counseling agency located right here in Western Massachusetts. Our certified counselors can help you plan to pay off your credit card debt, explore your foreclosure options, and help you understand if a reverse mortgage is right for you. Call us at 1-800-CAMBRIDGE to learn how we can help.
And welcome back. I'm here with Tracy from T. Racy. Is it T. Racy Design?
Yep, T. Racy Design.
Okay. No, I'm going to start over. I was just making sure I said it right.
Yep.
And welcome back to Strictly Business. I'm here with Tracy from T. Racy Design, which is basically jewelry and accessories.
Yep.
Okay. So what made you? How'd you start into the?
How did I start getting into it? Well, a couple of years ago, I had lost my job in the architectural industry. I'm actually an architect by training, actually architectural designer to be specific. And I had, on my last day of work, I had said, you know what? I think I want to start up my own jewelry business because I've always been interested in fashion, and I love working on models, architectural models. So I figured, hey, why don't I give this a shot? So I did this partly because I was going insane, like not having anything to do every day, and really grown to love it. And that's the short story on how I got started on this.
So what materials do you use for most of your stuff?
Well, it's been evolving. But of lately, I have been really interested in fabrics and using a lot of chain. And I'm really interested about how, using unconventional materials in creating my pieces. So here's one of the women's pieces that was demonstrated at a fashion show last night. It was the Unity Fashion Show. It's a very big show, and so.
So what's the name of what is that?
I haven't come up with a name with it yet because it's brand new.
Oh, okay. Does it go around the neck?
Yep, it goes around the neck, and you have this nice tail that goes along the back. Because I feel like jewelry should be front and back, and you should have detail that's shown in the back. Because when somebody walks, it's nice to have have movement in the piece.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's one of the pieces. This is one of the women's pieces, and I also experimented with a couple men's pieces. This is just an experiment on reinventing the tie and thinking of that. So it goes around the neck, and you have, in place of a tie, you have something that's a jewelry tie. So that's basic concept of this.
Cool. So how do you get inspired for certain designs? What inspires you to come up with them?
Well, I have to say that my architecture background is hugely informs how I approach going into jewelry design, and it's my background, and it's how I think. So definitely architecture is a huge inspiration, and thinking of the human body in terms of like I would approach a landscape in architecture, and thinking of ways to showcase the body and using jewelry to do this.
Oh, wow. So what's next for you? What's coming up?
What's next for me? Well, I'm playing around with I'm experimenting with with fabrics and thinking about that, and I want to expand into apparel, which this shirt was shown at the fashion show, and it was a big hit, and so I'm going to expand into apparel, and hopefully one day I'll have my own boutique that you can all visit. So.
Great. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. My handle is T_Racy_design. And my website is www.t/racy.com. Actually, it's hyphen. I will say T-racy.com.
Great. Tracy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. And that's episode 1 for Strictly Business. I want to thank guests for coming on, and we'll see you guys next time for episode 2.